Okay, so picture this. You're in the thick of it. Work, life, all the things the city throws your way. And then you get that craving for real nature, the kind that really hits reset for you. But who has time for, like, a whole expedition, right?
Right.
So imagine this instead. You step into a truly wild place. You can hear the leaves rustling, maybe even a twig snapping that makes you, just a little bit nervous. And all this is basically right outside of Gurgaon.
Yeah, it does sound a little unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right? But that's actually what we're diving into today, leopard trails in Gurgaon. It's pretty amazing to think about, like, leopards actually living so close to a big city. It makes you think about how we connect with nature in kind of unexpected ways.
Yeah, totally. We've been looking at some articles about leopard trails, and today we're going to try to give you the key stuff. What's special about this place, what you can do there, and why it's a surprisingly easy way to get your nature fix, especially if you don't have a ton of time. So let's jump in. What exactly is Leopard Trails, besides the cool name?
So think of it as like a specially designed experience focused on the natural world just outside Gurgaon. It's where you can actually experience some real wildlife and have some adventures all in one place. And about that name, it's not just a catchy title. This place is actually home to quite a few leopards, and they roam around freely in those forests.
Seriously, leopards. Living that close to the city, that's wild.
Yeah.
But it's not only about spotting a big cat, is it? What else makes this place unique?
Oh, for sure. While the chance to see a leopard is super exciting, there's way more to discover. The whole area is incredibly diverse in terms of plants and animals, making it really beautiful and peaceful. It's a chance to immerse yourself in a little piece of wildness and experience a different pace, away from the city's noise.
A true escape, then. So where is this place exactly, and what's the landscape like?
Leopard Trails is located in the Aravalli range. Now, these aren't just any hills. We're talking about one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world. This ancient history has created a really distinct environment. Think rugged, rocky terrain with lots of thick vegetation. What's especially interesting is its location. It acts as a really important wildlife corridor, and because of that, you get this mix of species here, species that you normally find in very different parts of the Aravallis. Oh, and it's really close to both Delhi and Gurgaon, which makes it a super convenient option for a quick nature getaway.
A wildlife corridor right next to development. That's fascinating. It shows you just how resilient nature can be. So about the leopards, obviously seeing one would be amazing, but it's not like a zoo, right? What can people realistically expect in terms of the wildlife, besides, maybe a leopard sighting one day?
Exactly. It's all about managing expectations. It's great to be excited about leopards, but it's important to remember that this is a whole ecosystem. There are tons of other cool creatures there, too. You're pretty likely to see wild boars looking for food or catch a glimpse of a jackal as it disappears into the bushes. And oh, you might see a mongoose darting across the path. The bird life there is really spectacular. You could even see peacocks showing off their incredible feathers. And if you listen closely, you might hear the distinct call of a hornbill.
Hornbills. I love their calls. So unique. So it sounds like it's a great place for anyone who enjoys, like, looking up at the trees and really taking it all in.
Oh, absolutely. You've got all sorts of habitats and leopard trails, dense forests, open scrublands, and everything in between. It's a perfect place for all kinds of birds. You'll find migratory birds that are just passing through, along with birds that live there year-round. And if you really pay attention, you'll probably notice reptiles and all sorts of little mammals. There's something to see no matter what you're into.
Okay, so we've got amazing biodiversity, the potential for awesome wildlife sightings, maybe even a leopard. But the name also mentions trails and adventure. What kind of activities can people actually do at leopard trails? It can't just be about quiet observation, right?
Oh, definitely not. Leopard Trails is all about being actively involved with nature. They have these guided nature walks led by experts. They can point out things you might miss, like tracks or signs of animals. They'll also help you identify the different plants and tell you all about the ecosystem there. And if you're feeling more adventurous, they have some tougher trekking routes that go deeper into the Aravalli Hills. You'll get incredible panoramic views and even get to cross streams.
That sounds like a good workout and a cool way to see the whole landscape. What else can people do there?
They also have guided jeep safaris. They're great for covering more ground and getting a better chance of seeing wildlife, whether it's spotting tracks or birds in flight. The jeeps can get to places that are harder to reach on foot, so you get a different perspective for wildlife watching and taking in all the beautiful scenery. Something so exciting about exploring the wilderness in an open vehicle.
I can only imagine. Okay, so for anyone who loves photography, what are the photo opportunities like at Leopard Trails?
For photographers, it's pretty fantastic. You got all sorts of landscapes, thick green forests and these really dramatic rock formations, all providing incredible backdrops. Then there's the color of all the plants and, of course, the possibility of capturing amazing wildlife shots. Lighting is key for any photographer, and the light there, especially early in the morning and late in the afternoon, is really special. It filters through the trees and creates these beautiful effects, perfect for both landscapes and wildlife portraits.
Golden hour in the Aravallis. It sounds magical. And for people who want to really immerse themselves in the experience, I heard they can actually spend the night there.
Yeah, they have camping at Leopard Trails for a truly immersive experience. Picture yourself under a huge starry sky, surrounded by all the sounds of the forest. It's a chance to completely disconnect from the city and connect with nature on a deeper level. Oh, and sitting around a campfire under those stars, that's the kind of memory you never forget.
That does sound relaxing. Okay, so with all this focus on nature, here's an important question. How does Leopard Trails approach sustainability and its impact on the environment?
That's really important. Leopard Trails is all about responsible and sustainable wildlife tourism. They work closely with the local communities in the area, understanding that preserving nature goes hand in hand with the well-being of the people who live there. They're also committed to minimizing their environmental footprint. They do things like managing waste and conserving energy, all to make sure their presence has minimal impact on the natural habitat.
It's great to hear that they're making conservation a priority. And what about the visitors? How can they help keep things sustainable?
Visitors are definitely encouraged to be mindful and respect the environment. That means following the guidelines for safe and responsible wildlife viewing, which protect both the visitors and the animals. They also emphasize a leave-no-trace approach, meaning you pack out everything you bring in, and of course, you don't leave any trash behind. It's all about enjoying nature responsibly and helping to protect it.
Okay, so let's say someone's listening and thinking, Leopard Trails sounds amazing, I need to go there. What are the practical things they should know? Like, when's the best time to go, and how easy is it to get there?
The best time to visit is definitely during the cooler months, usually from October to March. The weather's much better for being outside, for walking, trekking, and those Jeep safaris. Also, the animals are often more active during the day when it's cooler, so you have a better chance of seeing them. And it's prime time for bird watching because a lot of migratory birds are around then.
It makes sense to avoid the heat. What about location and how easy it is to get there?
It's really convenient. It's about 30 to 40 kilometers from Gurgaon. Depending on traffic, it should take about 45 minutes to an hour to drive there from the city center. If you're coming from Delhi, it's about 40 kilometers, so it should take roughly an hour, maybe a bit more with traffic. It's